All right. Good evening, guys. Thank you for the spotlight. Okay, there was a particular year I asked myself, what is it that, in my opinion, cuts across as one of the key things that's the major success factor for anybody you can say is succeeding on earth today? And I drilled it down to goal setting. Goal setting. And one of the things I realized is that a lot of us talk about it, but very few of us really intentionally do it. Am I right, Aurea? A lot of us understand it. That's why I come to conclusion that knowledge is not power. It's the actions you take based on the knowledge that really brings out the power. So that we know that goal setting is awesome doesn't mean that we do it. So I just want us to take ourselves back to intentionally curating our paths for 2025. I used to do this program on a yearly basis. I titled it The Blueprint. But I stopped. But this year, I was in Abuja recently. One of my early morning prayers, I just heard it in my spirit that I should do it again this year. So this year, I'm putting it up together. But when he told me he was going to put me on the spotlight, I said, let me just share reasons why every one of us need to go back to setting our goals. Sometimes why is it that people don't want to set goals? They tell themselves, I have set goal before, I did not meet it. So they seems like they are discouraged. When you don't have a goal, you really don't know whether or not you failed. But when you set a goal and you don't meet it, it looks like there's a message of failure. But I want to burst your bubble today. The goal of a goal is not to meet it. The goal of you setting a goal is not to meet the goal. Yes, when you meet the goal, that success, that achievement is encouraging, but the goal of a goal is focus. Because if you don't have a goal, everything looks like an opportunity. And the truth is, every time you say, I want to do something and you end up not doing it, the thing you eventually did was something you never identified. And if you ever know about this man, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, he wrote a book, Think and Grow Rich, and the world rushed after it. But he wrote another book that the wife never allowed him to publish until he died. He called it Outwitting the Devil. The only strategy the devil used. That book, it was like an interaction between him and the devil. He was asking the devil, how come 98% of people on earth seems to be doing your bidding? And the devil drilled his strategy down to the fact that all he does to make sure that people don't succeed is to just give them something that takes them off whatever they have decided to do by creating a diversion. So when you don't have a goal, your 2025 will not be different from 2024. Everything that will happen to you may come in by mistake. So I need us to sit down, craft a goal. So in crafting the goal, what do you do? First, take a review. If somebody calls you now and say, I'm coming to the network salon, the first question you're going to ask, where are you at the moment? So take a review, understand where you are at the moment. And some of the few questions you need to ask yourself is that, what are the things I set out to do in 2024? What were the ones I succeeded in doing? The ones I didn't succeed in doing, what happened? What went wrong? How do I correct that? So once you ask those questions, that brings you to where you are exactly. Then you tell yourself, where exactly do I want to be? I always recommend that people set goals around the major aspects of their life, your spiritual goal, your personal development goal, your financial goal. Financial goal is very important. If you live in Nigeria, you know that everything runs around money. If you live abroad, you can be sick and be taken care of in the hospital without having to pay for it. But if you live in Nigeria, if you are sick, you still need to make sure you pay for the health. So you just want to make sure that you deal with your financial goals. So set these goals and ask yourself, what are the things you need to do to actualize these goals? I think once you do this and you have that document, that's a blueprint of your life for 2025, your success rate will increase. Whether or not you achieve all of the goals, that one is secondary. But I can assure you, you've just moved yourself to being among the 3% of humanity that really write down their goals. 97% have it in their hearts, but it's never documented. And I believe that if we all do this, we'll be successful and we'll have better reason. Possibly when we gather here next year, we'll have more things to celebrate. Thank you.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.